So what's next for you guys? We have Conor versus Khabib. We're gonna spend another 5 minutes on this
Big
one right
drama
here.
show.
Oh my God. So Conor versus Khabib, and we're not talking about a fight inside the confines of the UFC octagon. No, we are rather talking about a war of words between a guy who said he was retired and a guy who
10
said
days later,
and
said he's not
all of a sudden
retired.
I'm not retired, and then against a guy who's like, oh, I'm suspended for 6 months, make it 12 because I ain't fighting during Ramadan either. So these
Yeah.
are two completely different types of dudes. One guy's like, you want to tax me my money? Go ahead and keep it. One guy's like, oh, you're not giving me a stake in the company? We got a problem. Two different guys from different lands with different dispositions. Khabib still hasn't spent a dime of that money. I mean,
I'm sure he hasn't.
dude, these are two complete. You got Khabib who likes to keep to himself, wants to fight with respect, and you've got this other guy coming in, bringing in basically just racial epithets, and who's also has a checkered little bit of allegations coming down the pipe at him. A guy who should have too much on his plate, who's been in trouble with the law, still talking and running his mouth. What are your takeaways from this? Man, there's so much to get into.
Well,
where do you want to start with?
The thing that I have to start with is that, first of all, I was a huge Conor McGregor fan. We just talked before the podcast. Mike was a huge Conor McGregor
100%
fan as
I
well.
was.
And we get the appeal. A lot of us felt that same appeal that Conor had. But since those times, honestly, I think that's diminished big time. And I don't think that Conor has lived up to his Mystic Mac persona. I don't think he's made anyone say like, oh, we kind of see his perspective. On the contrary, everybody's like, what the hell is he thinking? Everybody just doesn't understand how he can talk smack about someone that choked him out without any
very
contest.
easily.
Absolutely.
Outstruck him for the round 4
Outstruck
too.
him, dropped him, and then you're coming back after before their fight. He talked all this smack. He got what he deserved. There was obviously the bro after the fight, and I mean, if you're someone with honor and you're trying to be a cool dude that we try to relate to, you're not gonna say shit like Khabib's wife is a towel or whatever.
Listen, he crossed so many lines. Like, he crossed the line. Like, I remember Chael Sonnen, he redefined what was said and what was not said. He came in, and when he used to talk, like, he would really redefine, like, oh, wow, he's bringing up Tito's wife. Like, he's bringing up Tito's wife and being like, the only thing she's, like, he's really insinuating some stuff.
Right.
But when you're taking someone's vocation, what they do for a living, and you're making fun of that, that's one thing. Right, that's what Chael Sonnen did with Tito's wife, Tito's ex, so Pamela Anderson. He went at a guy about his wife based on religion.
It was Jenna Jameson, though.
Jenna Jameson, my bad. Whatever. It's
Blonde white chick that did porn.
apparently I didn't do my research.
Okay, you need to do more research, bro.
I apparently not. But yeah, either way, one of those blonde chicks. So, I mean, what's crazy to me is that this guy is talking such hate speech from, I don't know why, because they don't have a fight coming up. There's no reason to bring this kind of stuff up. There's no real, and I'm not saying if there was a fight that this would be acceptable, like, dialogue to engage in, but at the same time, I'm sitting there and I'm hard pressed to understand why you'd go and say anything like that about a man's religion, let alone his wife, let alone both. It's just calling her a towel, the rape allegations. It's just not a good look, Conor. And like, you got to realize that whatever you're selling, people will stop buying it eventually.
Exactly, and I think a lot of people are off that train as of now, and a lot more are gonna hop off that train in the future if all those allegations, again, we're not the people that are gonna talk shit right now about Conor or whatever, because we don't know what's true, what's not. I honestly don't know what's true and what's not. But if any of those things are anywhere close to being true, like about his rape allegations and a lot of things that a lot of you might have suspected, I'm gonna be honest, just from seeing Conor's character from even back in the day, that for me it looked like someone that's one of those people that's just so narcissistic and so into themselves. And I mean, it could be a character, but could it actually be his real personality? And maybe that translates not only on the stage, but that's also goes on in his personal life. I don't know. We'll see. It's one of those huge UFC kind of conspiracies going on right now. What's true, what's not. Definitely he's been disrespectful. Definitely he's losing a lot of fans. And I'm one of those fans that he just lost. And if they fight again, I think we both know who most of us are rooting for.
I don't have a problem with Khabib jumping over the cage the same way I don't have a problem with him doing whatever. And I honestly, like, Khabib's really about that life. And if I were Conor, I'd watch my back for anybody.
Point,
Khabib, you made fun of a religion.
Yeah.
And
A
that's not
religion
okay.
full of crazy people, man. I'm telling you this.
Every religion's
And
got
I-
crazy
I'm gonna
people, and
say I
then you
don't
made a
wanna,
mistake,
you know-
buddy. You made a mistake. Every religion's got
Yeah.
crazy people
Yeah,
about it. You're not gonna be able to walk the streets in certain places now. That's on you. You need to keep your mouth shut and know. He deleted it. That's how bad it was.
And he tried to save the whole thing with like another I think tweet or
Just
whatever
some
where he
peace
was
on
saying
earth
like
bullshit
oh, yeah,
that no
yeah,
one's
yeah,
buying. Shut the
exactly.
hell up, man. Like,
Come on, man.
dude, you might not be racist, but you're saying things that are racist. So to say that I'm not racist, but here comes a racial epithet.
Yeah.
We've seen it with the Floyd. We've seen it with the Khabib. It seems like he thinks that the only way to beat guys is to get in their head. It's like there's certain guys where all you're going to do is make them focus up. And Khabib's one of those
He's one of
guys.
those guys.
How did you not learn that the first time?
Yeah.
How are you going to come at this even harder?
That's the question.
He's doubling down. But yeah, I don't understand why he's doubling down on this tactic. The one that clearly just backfired in his face.
Yeah, that's the question. I don't know what he's like trying to get off of this. A rematch, whatever the case might be. He's losing a lot of fans. I'm gonna say this though. I don't think he's gonna lose a lot of viewers necessarily, but he's gonna lose fans.
No, for
So
sure.
now the people that are still gonna tune in, but this time they're gonna tune in for him to
Not
get
to watch him win, but to watch him lose.
exactly.
And the thing is, when you're the public enemy number one, I think that's when people even want to tune in even more.
You know what? Mayweather already kind of wrote that blueprint.
Unfortunately, what stinks sells, man. And like that's the nature of not just that industry, but every industry, man.
It is true. It is
Like,
true. We like to see people,
Things of a negative nature, people want to see how far the Titanic will go before it sinks.
It's the topic of a much bigger discussion, but definitely as a society, we like to see big figures being, pulled down and see them end up in a devastating, kind of fashion. But I don't know what it is. We're probably a sick society. That's what it is. But hey, that's, like I said, another, different topic.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, Conor for sure needs to change up his game. I don't know if we're gonna see him again, considering all the outside of the cage stuff. But I don't know, man.
It's crazy. It's out of hand. And I just don't want to see anything like this miring a sport and turning people off that could be casual fans of tomorrow, just turned into people that will never watch any of this.
Yeah. And that's, I think, what we can kind of say for now. But we're definitely going to be following this topic. And we'll see what comes out of all this outside of the cage type of information about Conor's life. And if, a potential, rematch might be even on the table. But let's see. Let's wait, and we'll definitely get back to you guys about this and keep following the topic.